Hi guys and welcome back, I'm Piotr and this is Daily Read, when we try to read something every day and learn something new. Today, a little change. We are going through the pleasure trap. It finally arrives to me. And let's dig. Goldhamer has actually a couple of nice seminars on YouTube about how to actually fast, for example a week or 40 days or a little bit in between. Whatever it takes to actually lose weight and move forward with your health and changing your lifestyle. Pretty much awesome. In Europe I don't really know where something like that it is. I will have to Google it, but I would definitely like to take a try and go for example 1 week fast with only water, nothing else. Just to detoxify yourself, etc, and well, I'm curious about that stuff. So guys, let me dig into for the book, read it, and then you get to listen to the highlights. Grab a book yourself, get a timer, set it to 15 minutes, and just sit, read, and relax. That's it, and listen to the music. The pretty much number one problem with anyone being in a very bad shape and wanting to get better is the pleasure trap. And by the trap, the idea is that you pretty much want to fix, you want a pill for everything. And like, let's just think about this right now. If you were getting fat for 5 years, for example, of junk food, sugar, fat, and mixing those together because your diet was consistent of pizza, French fries, and etc., well, you won't lose this in like 2 months. I know that all those colored magazines tell you that yeah, in 2 weeks you can have abs, or in 2 months you can look like a model. Yeah, maybe you can, but it will be very hard work, and you are not able to do it because usually you have a regular job, school, college, studies, whatever. So remember, it does take effort and it will be painful. There's no going around. But you can always take the approach that this is your challenge. As Jack Sparrow said, it's not the problem you have, but your approach to the problem is the issue. So pretty much 3 steps are like from ancient times, which you actually have to do to get better. Is number 1, you need to make a connection between what is causing the distress to you, your body, your psyche, or whatever, and behavior. Then you need to remove that cause. Like for example, your lungs are bad, you smoke. There is a connection between, obviously. You should quit smoking. Of course, in between you should try and remove that pain because it might be painful, like withdrawal syndromes. And we actually talked about Spark yesterday, that sport might help a lot because it helps withdrawal syndrome. And finally, doing whatever else may assist in pain reduction and recovery, such as resting, sleeping, installing devices to protect a wound, etc. Hobbies, just to get your mind out of the healing process, because it not necessarily is pleasant. But pretty much find the cause, remove the cause, and then you can try to assist with all the medications and all the rest. It's not really that you can have bad lungs, still smoke, but the medication will take care of it. I mean, this is the goal of modern medicine, let's face it, because any pharmacology will be glad to sell you drugs just for that, and it would be easy for us. But you should think about this otherwise. Healthy lifestyle is of course beneficial for you on many different levels, and maybe don't just quit smoking, or maybe reducing this would be a better idea, and afterwards you can think about moving forward. But remember, 3 steps: find what it is, remove that stuff, and then start healing and do anything else you can do and afford. As they write right here, the convincing patients to actually withdraw their old behavior, like for example cigarette, but might be the most profitable business. So remember that if something doesn't agree with you, and I mean by all means, if it doesn't agree with you with your health, get rid of it as fast as soon as possible. But also, is something just simply doesn't work for you, like it shouldn't be like that, there is probably some money behind it. And another the pleasure trap is that when a patient feels better, he thinks that it gets better. No, it's not necessarily. You might feel better, but still you might actually getting worse. Because, for example, your nervous system is getting more and more numb. You, for example, don't feel the pain, but the actual cancer or whatever other issues you might be having is actually moving forward. Also, there is the question, if you should ask yourself, do you abuse, for example, or overuse painkillers? Is it a quick fix if you got a hangover? Or maybe it is even more common and you just snap them like Tic Tacs? You shouldn't be doing this, by the way. Here we can learn something about fever. Fever is, from what I can read here, not fully understood, but pretty much it elevates your temperature, obviously, and iron is sequestered, because pretty much iron is one of the main blocks for building bacteria or for example cancer cells, etc, etc. So if there is less iron, there is a lot less food for the pathology and the bacteria that are invading your body. And the fever is a natural defensive mechanism of your body, pretty much. So we shouldn't really use, and overuse, definitely not overuse, drugs that actually remove the fever. Fever is there for a reason, and it's meant to be good for us. If we feel like shit, yes, we are supposed to feel like shit. So don't just simply grab a bunch of pills and remove the fever, because you also might be removing the defensive capabilities of your body that way. Just, like, let it sink in, just let's think a minute, because actually it makes sense, I would say. Of course, obviously we would like to remove the fever negative effects and keep the good ones, but I don't really think we are there yet. At least, if I will know, I will let you know. And pretty much it goes like the same rule for all the other stuff. If you are vomiting, diarrhea, etc, etc, well, yeah, there's a reason for that. Just get rid of this naturally instead of taking more and more pills. Of course, pills might help, but just simply be wary of that. Just keep in mind that not necessarily it might be a good idea, and maybe the better way would be just to go the hard way. Now, this is very sweet. Pain encourages health-promoting behavior. Or at least it should, because some people will just take a bunch of tabs and hope for the best. But remember, if you are in pain, that's the idea, to actually quit doing what you are doing so you can feel better and your body can regenerate. It's like, for example, if you have depression, on winter because there are germs all around and viruses in the air, and people are getting are sneezing, getting some colds, etc., etc. So actually the lowering of your mood helps you not get outside because you really want to stay home and you don't mingle with those people. So pretty much there is a lot less chance you will catch something from them. So it might be also health promoting pretty much. Remember that anything that is pretty much the main rule here is anything happening to you when you feel bad, it's probably because you need to take care of something. Either it's mental, either it's physical. You need to figure that out. Or go to a professional and ask around, just talk with people. You never know. And just to go for a recap, for example, fever is pretty much on your whole body. So this is like, tells you that something is fighting, your body is fighting something like all around you. And if you have an inflammation, it's pretty much very pinpointed to a given location. Like you, for example, might have knee inflammation because you have an injury, or it simply was broken in the past and now you got cold in your legs and this is why you have inflammation, because something there isn't happening right. But you know that this is for the single spot. So be aware of that. If you have, for example, fever, something you probably eaten, or there are some bacteria, viruses, etc. are all around your body. But if you have inflamed something, that means that that particular body has a problem. And again, Alan's writing that anti-inflammatory medications like fever reducing medication rarely assist the body in its natural healing processes. So remember that. Okay guys, this is pretty much it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Actually, this book is really nice, I like it so much. This is why I actually switched from Spark. I really wanted to start digging into that. And yeah, time's up. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you learned something today, and hope you will, or you already did, read something today. See you next time.